if you eat less calories than you burn, you're gonna lose weight. Is it difficult? Yeah, it's very difficult to do because your metabolism is screwed up.
How come a salad is $45, but you can get a whole Big Mac meal for $3?
Well, that's another issue. That has nothing to do with you choosing to be fat or not. That's an economic issue.
Nobody chooses to be fat. Life happens, and
how does life just happen? You just accidentally went to the buffet?
This video is sponsored by Fountain TRT. For all my guys looking to get their testosterone levels assessed, you can click the link in this description or head over to fountain.net. It'll only take a few minutes and you can speak to a medical provider screen to screen to see if you're a good fit for TRT. If prescribed, treatment delivers to your doorstep in days. Our first prompt is, fat people are ugly. If you agree, please step forward. Okay. And begin.
Well, I think that humans in general are pretty ugly. And so anything shy of physical perfection could be considered to be ugly. Fat people with tattoos aren't as ugly.
I mean, it's a good point. No, in my opinion, I definitely not agree. It have to be out of fashion, it cannot be in fashion. Especially when the models, fitness models, especially fitness models, we all, used to see fit, beautiful people on the TV and in magazines because people whose fit, they deserve it. They did a lot of job, to be this way, to have this body, doing nothing but eating and sleeping and trying to, to be on the magazine cover is kind of just not fair. If this is some disease, he or she cannot do anything with this. This is not ugly. But if somebody let him or herself go, yes.
Can our disagreeers all step forward into your chair and then begin?
I wholeheartedly disagree. Because you got all kinds, right? In my view, someone who's morbidly obese, including men, that's not only healthy, but not attractive at all, what you deem attractive. So my muscle is more heavier, when I weigh myself, so I don't even worry about the scale, I know I exercise. We're born with what we are, we try to do what we can.
I disagree because I feel like there's inner beauty in everyone, right? Mm-hmm. If that inner beauty overshadows the physical beauty, then I believe that you should be with who you love and who you care about type shit, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I agree.
Good answer.
I personally think that body standards have changed over the centuries. So what's deemed as attractive today may not be attractive tomorrow. I wouldn't call someone ugly based off of them just being overweight. That might be a reflection of poor lifestyle choices, but I wouldn't say the word ugly because you can still aesthetically have, good proportions and be fat.
Yeah.
But ugly is it's a combination of multiple things that make someone ugly.
Absolutely. I was gonna say that goes into what I was telling him earlier. If it makes your penis hard as a man, no, that's what I'm saying.
I agree with the man. I agree.
Because she might be kind of big, but the face is okay. Her face is, and then
Yeah, there are some pretty girls that are ugly too, man. They just have ugly personalities. I can't talk to no girl with an ugly personality, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then would you describe ugly as a feeling, or would you describe ugly as a state by which we just see with our eyes? Because there's two different things there that we're talking about. You're talking about inner beauty on a spiritual level that we connect to as from something that is underneath my skin, but what the question was ugliness, and so the first perception that I have is what I see with my eyes.
Physical.
Yeah, and they're two very different things.
I will say you have to give somebody the opportunity and listen to them.
Do people give people opportunities though?
They don't.
I mean, that's just a valid question.
They don't. They don't. But you want to know something? You just got to be different, And when you're different and when you do those things, you'll find beauty in almost anything. But to your point, I do have some agreements with you too. It's if you're looking at somebody straight off of physical looks, it's you may think that they're not attractive, but they may not be attractive to you, but they are attractive to somebody.
But again, maybe they're attracted to somebody who's level of attraction,
I get it, play within your field,
beautiful people dating beautiful people.
I get it.
Ugly people dating ugly people.
So I got a question for the two of you. Would you ever, under any circumstance, date a fat chick? Or somebody that's not in shape, if she had a pretty face, had her finances together, and she loved you down to your sandals, would you consider dating her?
I would be really good friends with her.
Oh.
I don't settle for anything.
Okay.
You know? And I've like gone through my life and I've learned not to settle for anything
That's fair.
what I think I deserve.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that aspect of it because you said she could be your friend. And just because you don't date them doesn't mean you can't like
Fuck
them
'em.
and be friends with them. You know what I'm saying?
All right, the second prompt is fitness culture is toxic. If you agree, please step forward. Wow. Okay, and begin.
It sure is toxic. Let me say this. I, and Instagram, right, asked this woman, are you on PEDS? And you know, her boyfriend messages me on a DM on Instagram, and I go, what the hell are you, he said something, like, what the hell are you talking about? And so he goes, you said my girlfriend's on PEDS. Do you know in the fitness industry, they're all on PEDS? It's a dirty little secret. So what I'm getting at is it's just this culture. I just don't, I'm the creative arts. I don't understand, I get it and I don't get it.
Yeah.
So it's just this mentality. I don't know if it's steroids.
It is.
You know what, dude? You know what I mean? Like
Road rage.
The road rage is something
roid
that,
rage.
yeah, it's the testosterone fucking
Yeah, you don't want
overflows.
to have too much testosterone in your body. It could cause you to be too
Shrinkage.
aggressive, like I
You
want
don't,
to
you,
fight
don't, you don't want to be aggressive now.
I want to say one thing though, in reference to what you were saying, because you mentioned Instagram. I have
Yeah.
a saying, and I believe that vanity leads to insanity, and I think that's the biggest reason why it's toxic, because this world is vain, and motherfuckers are vain and becoming even more vain. People use this term a lot, especially on the internet, narcissism, but all of that stuff is intertwined with the vanity of society, and that's the reason why, for me, that it's toxic.
We tend to think that healthy is just basically external appearance. And there's a lot of people, and you see it often about some of these like bodybuilding stuff just dying at a young age
Exactly what I was
because
thinking.
yeah. So that's why I think it's toxic, because you see a lot of people going like, take all the drugs, 5-10 years from now they're dead.
Yeah.
You know, it just is what it is. So I
catches up
do
with them.
think it does promote a somewhat toxic way of being and a toxic way of thinking. If you're in shape, that somehow magic is going to happen. And as someone that's been into bodybuilding, I was doing that for over a decade, and I got big. My life did not get any better, personally.
Really? Even women attractiveness to you?
I got way more women attracted to me being the size I am now versus when I was like 30 pounds heavier and just all muscle. So you realize that all you kind of really do is attract more guys.
Oh,
wow,
It's just
seriously?
straight facts. It's just more guys like, hey, bro,
Wow.
Like
what's
at the
your arm
gym,
routine?
or?
What's your leg routine? Yeah, not like in like a sexual way, more in like a way like, hey, what do you
Still
do?
defeats the purpose, because that's cock blocking already. Then I'm like,
No,
yo, where the women at?
women are more attracted to a skill set of some type versus just like being big.
I'll say my problem is when Instagram models or celebrities have this physique and they're portraying it to kids, young kids,
Yeah.
and they see this, but that body was achieved obviously with performance enhancement drugs.
Yeah, or surgery.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot of people, you see a lot of fitness influencers selling like a booty program that's got a BBL. So it's like, I've seen so many people just start getting into working out, wearing the right clothes, all of a sudden they're selling a program. It's like, how would you even possibly know what you're doing? The problem is with the fitness industry, it's a bunch of scammers and snake oil salesmen trying to sell you a dream.
Yeah, so we're gonna have the disagreeers step forward.
Okay. So I'm curious why you three, bing, feel that the fitness industry, to me, the mentality, is not toxic.
Well, dude, anything
No,
in
I'm
this
serious.
world could be toxic. There's toxic traits in everything, but that also means that there's aspects of it that are not toxic. So to call it like overarching toxicity with the fitness community is like calling fucking the beauty community the same thing, you know? And you can find way more pieces of that are toxic in general.
Well, I would call that toxic too.
I guess it really
But-
depends though, because when you look at it holistically, right? Toxic to you may not be toxic to somebody else. You know what I mean? It may be inspiration for somebody else. It may give them the fuel for them to actually want to work out. Like me personally, I don't do any drugs or anything. I'm like all natural. The only protein I take is with fruits and vegetables and stuff like that. And I've been working at this for a while. So
How do you view people that use PEDs?
I don't even know what
I know
PEDs
you
are.
don't-
I don't even know what PEDs are.
Performance enhancing drugs. If it's
no.
tren, steroids, creatine's over the counter, but you know.
Yeah, I don't even use creatine. I mean, the only thing that I used to use when I first started working out was whey protein. And I mixed it with milk.
Yeah.
And that's it, and yogurt.
I think that everybody's trying to run towards something and they're never like fully happy with what they have. And when it comes to anything that you overuse, there's always more of something. And so that's the mindset that certain individuals will fall into, is like, I want to be this big, and then they get that big and they're like, I just want more. And you have all these examples of bodybuilders who just die because of that, because it's like nothing's ever enough. But like, arguably, that's why fucking people are ugly in general.
My point is also like people used to call it toxic, like, you know, like all the gym goers and stuff. But isn't it toxic, you know, when, for example, I post some picture like in my underwear because my body, what I have, I spent probably like 10 years of really hard work and every day, like at least 6 days a week. And somebody tells me like, oh my God, you're just trying to show off. But I look at me, I'm eating hamburgers, you know, I'm drinking beer every night, and I love my body, you know, like, okay, you know, for me it's okay, you can love your body, but let's be honest, like, I look at least more like a model than this person do. Yeah. And I believe that I deserve it a little bit
He has
more.
the right to show off. He has the right because he worked for that.
Not a gym industry toxic, is the opposite, because, you know, because a lot of people who hate themselves, they hate their bodies, and they look, you know, like at the bodybuilders and stuff, and they realize that, you know, that they're never gonna achieve this type of body because they're lazy. They probably, like, I don't know, have a lot of bad habits.
There is a toxicity in the fat, because don't you guys see these videos where people are eating like stupid amounts of food?
Gluten shit.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
like this fat girl she ate like Chipotle in 7 bites. And they get praised for that. That's crazy.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. People love watching people self-destruct. I mean, the fitness industry, take all the drugs, we're applauding them. Fat people eat all the food, we're applauding them real good. And I would say that some people that do bodybuilding hate themselves.
Do fat people hate themselves?
Absolutely.
No, I don't hate myself. No, I don't. I'll be honest with you. I don't like carrying all this
Okay,
extra weight.
well, hate's a very strong word, bro. But there's a certain level about yourself that you don't like.
Yeah, everybody doesn't like something.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
exactly.
say hate. That's a strong word.
So then to categorize fat people, like everybody hates something about themselves. So that's a fact. Then fat people do hate themselves.
Oh no.
Well, that's a blanket statement, which is not. I don't consider myself fat. I'm thick. You feel me? But I'm just saying, in general, I don't necessarily believe it.
Well, bottom line, it's fucking discontentment with yourself, whether you're too fat or you're too skinny, and like you're trying to get to a certain goal and you're trying to climb to it.
In
It
certain
seems
cases,
unachievable.
In certain cases, it could
So like
be.
the mindset is very similar. It's very comparable.
Have you ever been fat?
No,
Or
actually,
any
a little
issues
bit.
with weight?
Yeah, I have been a little bit fat
so
before.
talk about it. You would have more validity in talking about it. So explain your situation.
Why I got fat? I stopped doing drugs. I stopped doing drugs and got really fat.
When you were younger?
I ate a lot.
Or were you an adult? Or
yeah, I was an adult.
Just when you got fat?
Yeah.
Because of drugs?
No, because I stopped doing drugs.
Well, kudos on that for stopping, man.
Oh, thanks, man. I
You got
appreciate that.
so you got fat.
It wasn't your thyroid?
It wasn't my thyroid. No,
That's a real thing, man. Thyroid.
The next prompt is, being fat is a choice. If you agree, please step forward. All right, begin.
I think I'll start with my situation. For me, I did gain overweight and I started losing it since. But for me, my grandma passed away and I turned to food as comfort. In that case, it was a choice because I chose to eat that food. I chose to eat junk food and turn towards it for comfort. But now that I noticed that I was a little bit overweight, I decided to make a change and try to help my health a little.
And I commend you for making that change. A lot of people don't make that change. They live with that, and then that just becomes their life. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't have to be.
And you know, and everyone's situation is different. We don't know what they're going through.
Right.
And you know, sometimes they could turn to maybe it could have been drugs or something else.
Whatever is their comfort. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the whole thing. Is like people live a certain way for a certain period of time. And they think, oh, that's me. That I'm incapable of being any different because this is all that I've known.
Mm-hmm.
So they claim that they have these like worldly limitations on themselves, that they're not able to be the person they want to be, whether it's like fat or skinny or rich or whatever it is, and they just accept that they can't do it because they're lazy, which is what it comes down
change
to.
is
We
possible,
can always
small steps at a time to reach a bigger goal.
People that don't believe being fat is a choice are not the most intelligent, in my opinion, because basic thermodynamics says if you eat less calories than you burn, you're gonna lose weight. Like, you can eat less calories. It's just, is it difficult? Yeah, it's very difficult to do because your metabolism is screwed up and you have these intense cravings. But at the end of the day, if you choose to ignore science and information, then you're just choosing to be ignorant and you're choosing to have the health effects that you have, in my opinion.
I'll say in many cases, what you're saying is the reason why I sat down. I believe it revolves around a person's discipline and their belief structure.
Yeah.
You know, so that's really all I wanted to say. You pretty much said all the things I wanted to say about it being a choice, because in certain cases, maybe it's, but I mean, if you just don't give a damn and I'm gonna eat everything and I'm not gonna work out and then also blame other people for your problems and all this and
Unless
that.
someone's forcing food down your throat and they're pumping food into your stomach,
Then you're choosing to be fat.
then you're choosing to be fat.
Yeah.
All the disagreeers, please step forward and begin.
Like I said, it is a thyroid problem. Now, I didn't. Now, when you guys say choose to be fat, this is real talk. You know what I hate about America? How come a salad is $45, but you can get a whole Big Mac meal for $3?
Well, that's
Shit like that.
another issue. That has nothing to do with you choosing to be fat or not. That's an economic issue.
Nobody chooses to be fat. Life happens, and
how does life just happen? You just accidentally went to the buffet?
You know what? Yeah, and it's delicious.
Like I accidentally went to the Golden Corral and put my mouth under the chocolate fountain.
And I take some home. I'm the motherfucker that takes some home in my pocket.
With you.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. I'm on a diet right now where I'm eating like quinoa, rice, and steamed vegetables and stuff
Boring.
like that. Hey, look,
You
it
put
might
no
be
gravy
boring.
on that shit?
But listen, I put salt and pepper and season it and stuff like that. But let me tell you, I have to take food with me to go to functions with other friends and stuff like that. Why? Because they're eating shit that I want to eat.
They be clowning you.
They're eating shit that I want to eat.
I'd be offended if you came to my barbecue with some fucking quinoa.
Hey, but you want to know something? I feel healthy. I feel good. And you know what? As long as you feel good eating your ribs, then I hope you live a long life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you guys do
And
realize
you
that most of the food you're eating is not even real food, right? It's food like substance that's supposed to taste like
Donald's,
No,
you know it's filled with chemicals and
not real
GMO.
But they are delicious chemicals.
That's what I'm saying.
It's delicious because it's flavored with chemicals that make you think it's delicious. And it's
You know
not.
what high fructose corn syrup is?
Yeah, I know what it is.
It's in everything.
ketchup. I know.
It's in everything.
How many push-ups can you do?
And more than you. No, I'm not gonna lie. I can't be.
I think we should have a foot push-up.
I think so.
Okay, you do one hand, and I got you girls.
I can do some one-handed for you.
Can I do girl?
Let's go.
You can do the
You got
push-ups.
Push-ups. That'd
You
be
get
more
down here
speed.
too. One arm though.
I ain't helping you up, bro.
You at the same time. Same time.
2 hands.
Ready?
Yep.
Let's go.
I am a real American. Fight for the rights of every man. Yes, honey.
Damn, that's gross.
Oh God. Okay. Thank you. Okay, he got me. God dang. He got me.
I always say my point.
Oh God.
How you
That was a
saying?
complete and utter waste of time.
Good job.
What were you gonna say, bro?
No, but that was the workout, right? That was a workout.
That was a workout.
Thank you. He did it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next prompt is I attach my self-worth to my body. If you agree, please step forward. And begin.
I do attach my self-worth to my body. I'm trying to get out of that mode saying I'm just worthy of the way I am, you know?
I get that.
And do you feel that way, that you look down on somebody? I get the impression bodybuilders, fitness influencers I see on Instagram, they look down on people who, and I know I need to get out of that mindset, who are in better shape, healthy, buff. Do you find that? Do you look condescendingly at people who are?
I don't. Me personally, I take pride in my body. You only get one body.
That's
so
true.
You gotta,
That's true.
You gotta, treat it good.
That's
Keep it
true.
right. You know what I'm saying? So I take pride in my body, and when I'm feeling good, when I'm feeling, physically fit, I feel mentally fit. I feel like I'm able to do a lot more. I feel like I'm able to reach my goals a lot faster. Versus when I'm like eating unhealthy, or if I'm not or if my body's out of shape, it's like I feel like, okay, I'm slipping a little bit, because it's a discipline thing too. I like to make sure that I'm staying on track with my body and myself. So
Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, it's definitely your body, the way you look, it's a reflection of
Who you are.
your lifestyle, who you are.
That's true.
For example, when you see some fit people, they always clean, they always take a shower, you can see that they have discipline in their lives. You enjoy to even talk to them more than with people who let themselves go. Like sometimes, even it's a fact, like who's in a subway, for example, or in the bus, who smells the worst? Fit people or fat people,
Yeah, I think if people took care of themselves, they would care more about how they looked, including women. I just feel like if there's a woman that's morbidly obese, I feel like they're not number one, don't have self-esteem and they're not taking care of themselves, don't think enough of themselves to not even just get buff or fit, just fit, you know? And then there's drugs like Ozempic, by the way. Nobody mentioned this yet. Ozempic, which, and the doctor told me, you know, I could use Ozempic. I don't want to get on drugs or medication. I really don't. You know, so I feel that you are the billboard. You know, do you want to do business with somebody who's obese, a banker, a lawyer, doctor, or do you want to do business with somebody who at least is nicely dressed?
They take care of themselves. They're fit. I would say that I struggle with insecurity when I'm not in my best health and stuff. But that's because I'm hard on myself. If I'm losing like weight, if I'm getting skinny, or if I feel like I'm getting overweight or anything like that, then I feel like, all right, I need to get myself together. You know what I mean? It's kind of like an alarm that goes off in my head, if that makes sense. It says, hey, you need to kick back in, you need to lock back in, do what you need to do to get back right. You know what I'm saying?
I love myself now, believe it or not, I used to look like that back in high school. But I love myself just as much as I did then as I do now.
No, I'd say like attaching self-worth to anything, on my own personal opinion of it, is really more so in like a basis of skills. Like, what can I do? What can I do with the shit that I have, dude? And like, when I do cool shit, then I probably want to like amplify whatever I got going on here on like a physical plan to be able to do that even better. Like, I'm a tattooer, so I have to have like strong hands and strong arms. So like, I obviously want to make my body better for that.
That makes sense.
You guys are physically fit somewhat?
Yeah, physically fit, and that is one aspect of my self-worth, not all of it though. See, you're saying your whole self-worth is based off of how you look.
Yeah.
It's not all.
But that's what you said. You said all your self-worth is based off, so what happens if you get sick, injured, you can't train, you get old and your body starts degrading now, but you're not gonna be confident in yourself anymore?
That's a little extreme, but
well, that's what you're saying though.
That's
You're
a little
saying your
extreme.
self-worth is purely based off of your physical appearance.
That's not what you heard.
I guess you meant mostly, right? He meant mostly. It mostly is. But I don't know.
I would say my self-worth comes from treating others how I treat myself as well, and my achievements as well, and what I've done in my life.
The next prompt is, fat shaming is okay. If you agree, please step forward.
Damn.
Okay. All right, please begin.
Let me start this off, okay? Because you see, I hesitated for a second. It's very controversial.
Me too.
It's very controversial. Allowing people to just what's the word when you enable people to just be
Enable.
it's not good. I mean, because fat shaming is one of those terms like when they talk about toxic masculinity and all that. That's one of these made up terms for the internet nowadays in modern times.
Bullshit woke stuff.
I agree,
Yeah.
but I'll say that we shouldn't just let people just be sloppy.
Yeah.
Because there's a difference between like if you got weight issues, but sloppy, that's where the fat shaming might need to come into play.
Fat shaming is okay to a certain degree. Like, say I'm with like my brother, and he's like, he sees that I'm a little overweight. He's like, hey man, what's going on there, or something like that. And put me on notice.
Yeah, you could do it in a nice way.
Yeah.
Like you let them know, like, hey
with
man,
your
you're getting a
buddies or
little
something.
big, like
hey man, we looking
real
real
big.
thick, looking real thick back there.
Well, way fat. Not even thick. Thick is cute. It can be cute.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree. I'm not talking that you have to bully someone, but for example, why you cannot say, like, if your friend, like your really close friend, and you see that he little bit kind of like let himself, nowadays you cannot say this because like, oh my God, you don't like my body, you know?
Back to
Like,
the whole thing
who the
that
fuck you are, yeah.
The woke thing where fat people were, it was okay to be fat in the internet, or else you would be canceled.
Yeah,
If you
the
told them
positivity
something.
movement. Like, Lizzo.
But how's it
yeah.
positivity if you're obese? You're literally killing yourself.
Yeah.
That is a health problem that you need
Big time.
You need to take measures to make a stop on that.
Yeah,
I think just the enabling, let me say this real fast. I think the enabling has become a problem, and that's why people, this whole fat shaming, you're fat shaming me. Well, we need to stop enabling you to be fat. That's the point I'm making.
Now I know how Jesus felt when he got betrayed.
That's right.
Fat shaming is bullying, man, and you don't know what that person's going through.
Yeah.
And to say, enabling, you tried to be cute there, but no, that's bullying, man.
I'm very cute.
And it's a way to, better.
That's what the women
It's
say.
a way to, because I get fat shamed all the time. I get fat shamed. My mom, my great-grandmama even got me one time.
What you tell
I
you?
came in the house and she just started, every time I walked, and I couldn't go in. I was like, you used to be a slave.
And that's the definition of fat shaming.
Yeah, that's real.
bullying.
That's real.
But
Yeah.
families should do it, especially black family. That's what black family do.
Yeah.
That's bullying.
That's not it.
And let me tell you something else too. You can't tell somebody how to live their life, all right?
Yeah.
You can't live somebody's life for them.
Yeah,
So you gotta let them do that.
Here's why I particularly don't like it, and it's because as someone that's fit, I've had the exact opposite problem. I come in with a jug of water, like, oh, why are you drinking so much water? Oh, why are you bringing your own meals? Why aren't you eating the buffet over here? I find that particularly to be very annoying. I'm like, why are you getting all into my business? Why do you think your lifestyle is so much better than mine when you're obviously insecure that I'm eating healthy, or if I went out to dinner with some friends and I decided to order something healthy, they're like, hey man, why you gotta order that? So that's shaming. I'm not a fan of that personally. It's like you can just motivate people by just being healthy yourself, and maybe they'll go like, oh, I should not eat that dessert, maybe. You know what I mean?
Follow by example.
What if it was a close relative or a friend that told you, hey man, maybe not eat that or something?
But that's not
like
shaming. That's not shaming. Is making the fat noises like you were saying, and just be like, hey man, why are you so fat?
Oh my God, I wanted to cry in the car, and I did. My grandmother tore my ass up. It was like Christmas, and she's like, you eating again? I was like, yeah, it's only my third plate, Grandma. You know, but no, it made me feel bad. It made me, I usually have a strong spirit, but she kind of broke me down a little bit, you know.
Family can do that to you.
Yeah, in the worst way.
So then
it didn't feel good at all.
So then you kept on doing, kept eating.
Because the third plate,
and then that narrative that was like given to you from such a young age is like still seated inside of you and like growing.
I wasn't fat when I was young. I mean, this was like recently. You know, fat shaming comes in different types of levels. It can happen from anybody.
Yeah.
I believe, unfortunately, on my team, some of the guys are soft when it comes to
I'll stop you right
feeling
there,
fat shame. But let me make a point, because I was on a New York Post thing where I debated somebody in the fat positivity movement, right? Obese woman, she had a cute face, right? And I got a lot of heat for it, because to me, it's a health issue. You look like Lizzo. I call her Ditzo, because she's a fucking ditz. And she's in it, but now she's
from Detroit, and I'm from Detroit.
Detroit people.
I'm from Southfield, man. That's what's up. Yeah.
Detroit Tigers, right on.
Yeah, beautiful woman. She's multi-talented. How dare you?
It's just good seeing, but she's losing weight now. I think it's sunk in her fucking head.
So what are you trying to say right now?
I'm trying to say it's not a healthy thing. It's not physical, looking physically, health-wise. On the internet, I'm fucking brutal.
But like, am I soft because I think that fat shaming is like not okay? Am I soft because of that?
Do you think you need to tell someone?
Yeah, I think you should be able to tell somebody straight up.
So you want me to tell you how I feel?
It's not your place.
Tell me how you feel.
You should get on the Ozempic, bro. Like you're debating that. Like, look at yourself, dude.
Yeah, I don't think it's anyone's place to tell them how to live their life. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
everybody has their own walk in life.
It's an unsolicited opinion. Unless they said like, hey, am I fat? Then you can go say whatever you want, but you have to realize that people get motivated in different types of ways.
Yeah,
like men like to be like, talk some shit to me, I'm gonna prove you wrong. That's a lot of guys are like that. Women, on the other hand, if you do that to them, they'll just start crying.
Our next prompt is, body positivity is toxic. If you agree, please step forward. Anyone over here? All right, let's begin.
Well, I think it's toxic because people just use it to excuse themselves from any kind of accountability on anything, or to even try to have a better life in any type of way, because then they just tend to be a big victim from what I know. Everything is everyone else's fault.
Yeah, they're using it like Lizzo, as I mentioned earlier, Lizzo, other people, Chris Christie, they're using it as an excuse to eat whatever they want. Like, okay, I'm proud of my body. Yeah, but what about the health benefits?
Yeah.
I mean, and Lizzo did.
You can be proud of your body without having a toxic form, which is what it is. Like, no one asked.
Right. What they be like your body, but it's like, you get that obese. Come on, you got to do something about it.
If something was so great, why would you have to tell everyone all the time?
Right.
That's just my opinion. You're not people that are doing great things, and people that they're not saying it every 2 seconds. And people that are body positivity tend to be saying it all the time. It's a way to just unload any responsibility for your own life. That's just what it is.
It's also dangerous, you know, like it's body positive, and like right now, like mental stuff, like I identify myself like cat. Or
are you know, like you're a cat?
No, I mean I'm not, but I'm trying to say, like, you know, like all this body positive is really dangerous ways.
Yeah.
When you let people, like, you know, lie like this about themselves,
people want to get lied to. That's what it comes down to. Just tell them what they want to hear. That's what they're doing.
I gotta address something. You my boy, but I don't want to hear anybody talk no shit about Lizzo.
Come on, man.
Lizzo handpicked me to be in one of her music videos because she said I was cute, and that's the truth.
Okay, in that case.
So I love Lizzo to death. Okay, you know, you see those videos where people they're working out, and from being obese, and they start slimming down, and they're still big, but it look good. It's like getting proportion. So I'm just saying, I think that's a good.
But that's not the people that are going around about body positivity, though.
That's not true. That's not true.
Not normally, though. That's not the ones that are screaming all kinds and.
That's not true.
You don't think they're
I have to
doing
address
that?
E because you said you get in the you stand there and you don't like your body and nobody wants you. You know how many women I've had that didn't want me to lose my stomach?
They want your stomach?
They did not want me to lose it.
I think going back to your point, for me, body
don't know what
positivity,
that
like how
is.
you were saying, you take pride on your body and what you've achieved, and that's great for you. And I think back to their point on people that think body positivity is toxic, I would say yes to a certain degree. Like you can't just get away with anything just because you have a great body.
I agree with that.
Or an unhealthy body, because it goes both ways. Most of the time when people are talking about body positivity, it's not someone that's real fit normally. It's someone that's overweight or they're not happy with how they look. And instead of making a change, they just want to go, I'm just body positive. Because it's easier to just say that I love myself versus making a
No, they
change.
just have high self-esteem. I think that's just, they have
I see what you're
self-esteem.
saying.
They
I
could be
get
fat and
that.
have self-esteem.
Do they, though? Like in
We have to
public,
ask them. I
they
do.
might, but
I
that
do.
doesn't mean they actually do. Only they know that.
Yeah.
Your question is about what is body positivity? I would say it is being happy and healthy with who you are and where you're at that moment in your life, I would say.
If you lost all your abs and all your striations, would you be like, I still feel good and love myself just as much?
I would have to.
I know you would have to, but do you want to?
Do I want to? No, I don't want to. But I
Nobody
would have
wants
to.
to.
Okay, if you
And
were-
I would do what I could do. I would do what I needed to do to get back to where I need to be.
Because you think fat people are ugly too.
No. It's a personal thing. It's a personal
If body
thing.
positivity means you love yourself as is, why even improve?
Because I want to better myself.
Then you're not body positive.
Our next prompt is I am unhappy with the way I look. If you agree, please step forward. Let's begin.
All of us.
Our side.
I gotta be honest. I gotta be honest. I mean, I don't hate myself, but I could be so much better. Like my joints hurt, my hips hurting right now. I mean, geez, I can't
my
walk
big
as far
thing.
as I could.
My knees.
You know, yeah, man. I know I could look better. I did look better than this. So I gotta be honest. You know.
That's kind of like my thing. Before the pandemic, I was happy with my shit. You know what I'm saying? And then the pandemic happened, but I was still on my shit. But then some shit happened. I fell off, and then now I'm, you know what I mean? So yeah.
It's understandable.
I think there's room for improvement. You know,
Yeah.
everyone's journey is different, but there's always room for improvement. And also, I think finding the right balance to getting to where I want to be at a certain weight, and also just maintaining that weight and
Yeah.
being happy with where I am.
The reason why I'm unhappy with the way I am physically is, number one, I'm comparing myself to how I was younger. People say, when you were younger, you were so handsome, because I had hair. I'm trying to, and when you get older, your metabolism slows. Doctor says in your 50s, you're going to feel the sciatic, and I do. I'm like, the pinched nerve in the back, and if I stand for too long, I'm like, oh, it's like I have a dead leg. I don't know about you guys, So
Let me just say this
Yeah.
real quick. I mean, because that's one thing I was thinking of is in reference to getting older, and that's one of the things. It's like, because it's when you get older, it's harder to lose the weight.
Yeah.
But that's my whole thing too as well. Thinking about because I was cute when I was young. Like I really was cute. I think I'm just all right now. But I want to be at least I want to age more gracefully. I lost 50 pounds in about 6 months. Back in 2018. So I know as I've gotten older, it's going to be a little bit more difficult, but I know it's possible. So that's my whole thing. Like I'm hard on myself. Like he was saying earlier, I'm hard on myself because I know that I could do it.
So I would say I am happy with myself right now, and I'll say that because going back to that mental alarm, it's more so of awareness. You know what I'm saying? It's just being aware of your body, of how everything's moving and how everything's going. To your point, you said when you get older, you start to feel things. That's awareness. Now you're making the changes and you're doing what you need to do so that doesn't hurt you. You know what I mean? You just got to be aware, and that's all it is. Just being aware of how you are, how you're moving, and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So
That makes sense. Because if you take care of yourself, your body's going to take care of you. So you're going to feel better. You're going to move a lot better. You're not going to have all those random pains like I heard you guys complaining about, just having like random pains. And obviously getting older is one aspect of it. But if you want to actually live a good, long life, you don't want your body feeling like it's breaking down when you're only 40.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's many people that are only like mid-30s and already are just like their body's totally destroyed because they didn't take care of themselves when they were younger. It's not about like being a certain body fat percentage or anything like that, but if I want to do something with my body, go for a walk, go for a hike, whatever it is, and I can do that, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found like positivity with myself from, or at least, I'm happy with the way that I look now because I was like able to see both ends of the spectrum. Like there was a time in my life when I was really skinny. It was hard for me to gain weight. I was always striving for this goal. I was chasing after something, and I wanted to like have this perfect body or whatever. And then I got to the full other end of the spectrum where I was a little bit overweight, and then I wanted to be less skinny, and then I wanted to be more heavy, so I wanted to put on more muscle, and then I got to that, and I'm like, oh, now I want to cut, and then it's like. And it got to a point where it's like I'm aimlessly running at something. And I feel like that's kind of the condition that all humans suffer from. Is like we're always endlessly and aimlessly running towards something that is like never gonna come. And so like I'm happy with myself right now because I'm stoked with how I look.
So you feel content with it, with where you are now?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you gained weight, would you still feel content or would you feel some kind of way?
I think with the way that I like proceed in my life, I need some form of exercise or I'm gonna go fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's normal to want to move your body.
And
That's
so
it's
I think I
unnatural.
wouldn't be all right.
Let me add some little bit toxic in here. Whatever people trying to admit, like I like the way I am, nobody like it. No, it's not true. They don't like not only because of the health problem, but just in general, people just don't want to agree because they, I don't know, ashamed or whatever. Like all of you was
That's
agreeing.
real though. I mean,
Yeah.
People will always find something that they don't like about themselves. And that's just a people thing. It's a people thing.
Well, is that what you were trying to say? You're just saying that everybody doesn't like themselves in some way or shape. Is that because I was kind of confused?
I mean, do you know what I was trying to say? Like, for example, like in my case, when I look at myself in the mirror, I don't like, for example, I want to increase my arms. But this kind of like more specific stuff. When you kind of like overweight, so you look at yourself in the mirror and, okay, I have to love myself, but you don't. This kind of like.
I don't think that's true.
I mean,
well, it's like because I mean, if I understand it the way you just said it, I don't think that that's true. You might not like certain things about yourself, but just not liking yourself or loving yourself. I mean, if you just hate yourself because you hate yourself, that's one thing. But yeah, I don't like my gut, but I don't hate myself because of it.
No, I mean, I'm agree. It's not about the hate, of course, but still, you know, like still, ask any overweight person. Everybody gonna say, like, I like myself the way I am. But if you're gonna like take him or her in a private room, you know, tell me the truth. Everybody gonna cry and start, you know, like we're like, oh my God, no, I wish to lose my weight.
Not everybody.
I mean, I don't know, 90%.
Well, you think they like it?
Not 90%. That's high.
Has anybody come closer to understanding the other side after today? Feel free to talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, I have. I appreciate you guys because I thought that you got people like you guys would like look down on me. I've got friends that are in shape and they always look down on me. They don't try to help me. I'm like, well, tell me what you did. Oh, you fat ass. You gonna fuck it up anyway. Instead of really like you guys.
That's your friend?
That's not your friend.
Family.
Your friend told you that?
We talk harsh to each other. We talk harsh.
Is that the relationship that you have with them?
Yeah, we go back and
Well,
forth
then
like
that's
that.
different, though.
Yeah, that's different.
That's different.
But I'm just saying, you
But you're
guys
saying you
are not-
assume that we're going to be that way because we were fit.
Yeah.
So you assume, you projected your insecurities, assuming that we're judging you.
Now you're judging me.
No, I'm not judging. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't have any insecurities, but I'm
Then
trying to give you a compliment.
Why would you assume that we're
I'm trying
thinking
to give you a
negatively?
compliment. I'm trying to tell you that you helped me. You gave me something. I'm gonna walk out of here thinking differently.
You guys gave me a different perspective.
Yeah.
You gave me a different perspective, and it's a perspective that I already kind of understand and I already respect. I respect people for who they are and how they are. I don't go to the table and I don't talk shit to anybody. So I didn't really gain anything because I try to already treat people with the respect I'd want to be treated with. You know?
I just wanted to say this. Like, I ain't gonna lie. When I first came in, I was like, I think I seen him. I'm like, swole motherfucker. I said it in my head. I ain't gonna lie.
You did say that.
I
You
did
said that.
in my mind. But
In a positive or negative way, though?
he's a swole motherfucker. But the thing about me is that, like, I don't really give a damn about what any of you motherfuckers think.
I never was really judgmental, because even in the gym, you know, I see some person who's just, it's his or her first day. I never gonna make love, you know, I always gonna come and if somebody need my help, like, sure, of course, we all been there, you know, kind of like, like we all been in a bad shape, we all been in a good shape.
Yeah, you weren't born this way.
No,
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
weren't.
Yeah, you didn't come out looking
This is
that
actually
way.
the problem, like you said before. People see me and like,
They
oh my
think-
God, look at this
yeah.
motherfucker. He's definitely a bad person.
That's
But I'm
judgmental.
not, you know,
See,
it's-
that's what I'm saying.
We're all judgmental.
I would say I appreciate their point of view and especially yours because you're saying how you take pride in achieving your body, and I would agree with you on that.
It's interesting your view on someone like me. I thought, you know, and I hate to say it, I do feel insecure when I see somebody, especially women that are bodybuilders, and which are attractive to me, you know. I think, oh my God, they got one over on me. Like it gave me a perspective that you don't see yourselves above me or anybody, my comrades here.
I may have not been overweight like you guys are, but I was very, very skinny. So a completely opposite but very similar type issue. I get where a lot of it is coming from, but at the same time, you know, the excuse making and stuff like that is not, in my opinion, going to be helpful in any type of way. And like you said, you're just trying to improve your longevity of life. And it sounds like a lot of you guys were complaining about random pains and aches and stuff like that. So just overall, it's coming from a place of love. Like, if you guys want to get better and get in better shape, and if we can inspire you to do that in some type of way, I think that's great. You know what I mean? And it has nothing to do with us thinking that we're better than you in any type of way, because we don't.
I just want to see my feet again. Like when I stand up and look down, I can't see my feet.
Yeah, I got something that can help you with that.
Okay.
All right, guys, let's wrap. Great job, everybody.
Good job, dog. Good job. Good job. Good shit.